precisely 20 days to go into the federal budget, and the Pharmacy Guild is getting on with its wish list, getting it in early, calling on the federal government to cut the cost of common medicines for 19 million Australians. Joining me live now is Pharmacy Guild President Trent Toomey. Trent, great to see you there in Canberra as well. First of all, why do you think the government can afford such a cut in medicines?
Well, it's all about patience, Laura. What we know is 1 in 10 Australians that are on a medication are struggling to afford to get that medication dispensed. And having the prescription dispensed that your GP writes is not a discretionary item. And so we have already seen efforts made, and we've seen many suggestions made by other groups on ways in which to address this. But the only way that we can return the principle of universal access, the only way that we can help these struggling Aussies week to week, paycheck to paycheck, to get their medication dispensed is to lower that upper limit, which is currently at $30 per medicine per month, down to $19.
Okay, so that's a saving of about $11 a script. Have you done the numbers on how much this would cost the budget every year?
Yeah, so it will save the average Australian, as you say, $11 a prescription. People that are on multiple medications, and the sweet point is there are unfortunately lots of Australians with chronic diseases, and they're on up to 3 medications a month. So that's $33 a month, 13 times a year. We're talking about several hundreds of dollars. But medication non-adherence, so people that are hospitalised because they don't have their medication, that costs $10.1 billion to the economy each and every year, according to the University of Technology, Sydney. But this initiative would cost $900 million over 4 years. But it's one of the really few things, Laura, that the Commonwealth Government can do that will not only help Australians paycheck to paycheck, week to week, but it's one of the few things they can do that doesn't make the inflation problem that we have worse. It's quite the opposite. It's deflationary in nature. Handing out cash to people will only make that problem worse. Taking some of the sting out of access to healthcare really is a sensible way to help people, as I say, week to week.
Well, the ink's not dry, the budget not yet finalised. Have you had meetings there in Canberra? Are you getting a kind of receptive tone to your pleas?
Well, you know, I don't come down here to be away from my wife and kids for the weather, I can assure you. We're down here having several meetings, not just with elected officials, but of course with unelected officials. And we've heard this morning from the Treasurer that there will be a cost of living package as the centrepiece for what really is his first budget. Last year was just an interim one. This is his first budget that will show what the agenda is for this government, how they're going to help Australians, as we say, survive what really is, stagnant wages, high inflation, and really making sure that they can stay out of hospital, stay fit and well, be productive members of society means you need to stay on your blood pressure tablets. You need to stay on your cholesterol tablets. And so, you know, we're getting a receptive ear, but as the Treasurer have said, there's many competing priorities, but we just hope this one doesn't end up on the cutting floor and actually ends up in the budget on budget night. Yeah,
right. OK, so what's happening with this turf war that's going on between the Pharmacy Guild and the AMA at the moment? Are you winning that one?
I've done my darndest, as you know. I don't mind a bit of a spat, but I've done my best to keep a cool head, because really it's not about me. It's not about the 35,000 pharmacists. It's not about the 6,000 pharmacies in Australia. It's about the 26 million Aussies who, quite frankly, do deserve more. They deserve to be able to ask their pharmacist for more. They don't deserve to wait 4 days for a GP appointment in a major capital city. They don't deserve to wait 3 weeks to see a GP in regional areas. So I really do hope that the Chalmers budget does deliver some form of support for our wonderful general practitioners. But just to say that no, the only thing we want in general practice world is more money. And we're not prepared to have a sensible conversation about a couple of dozen common everyday ailments that Australians could safely ask their pharmacist for a solution for, and that's all we're saying.
So what are doctors essentially saying? Nah, sorry, Trent, you're not really qualified to give out these prescriptions. We want to do it. And therefore they get more money.
That's exactly what they're saying. Now, I'm ground zero. I'm in northern Queensland. That's where my pharmacies are. I've gone back to university. It's been 20 years since I've been at uni, so it's me getting back up to speed with how online learning works, and I've got to find time out of my practice and not doing guild duties to go and do face-to-face practical workshops. But we've got 350 pharmacists already enrolled in that pilot to do 12 months worth of extra education to help with things like ear drops for an ear infection and giving you the pill.